Boy, big up to everyone. We've made it to another Monday again. The weekend's been and gone. We will be talking about the football stuff. Bit of Uno Reverso for me today. I've had a bit of a stinker personally, but actually Arsenal are all right this weekend. You know what I mean? That'll do. I've just had one of them pants days at work, but you know we won't get into that. But the football actually was a decent thing. You know what I mean? I'll take that. Usually it's Arsenal that pissed me off on the weekend, but so it's a little bit of a different for me. But DJB, how was your weekend, bud? We've made it. We've made it to Monday.
Yeah, it's another one ticked off. Yeah, it was good. A nice, decent bit of football over the weekend. The Man City and Liverpool game, which I'm sure we'll touch on later on, was entertaining to say the least, right up till the bitter end. Emirates, good day out at the Emirates. The game was how can I say? It was an expected win, but it weren't a 3-0. It wasn't a 3-0. Sunderland came.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But yeah, all good, my friend, all good. Just can't wait to see the back of this winter now and get the spring on the way and get these dark nights closing up now. You know, I'm getting a bit fed up with the rain. Rain and cloud every day is pissing me off now.
I hear you, mate. Do you know what as well? The best thing about summer is you can wear shorts. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly. I ain't got the collection you've got though, Aaron. But
yeah, I'll get the pins out all the time, mate. No excuse.
But always a pleasure to be on here with Shane O and Normski and yourself and the chat as well. Big up to everyone.
No, wicked man. Shane, what about you, bud? Arsenal side, man. How was your weekend? How'd it treat you, bud?
Yeah, it was all right. Finished off Stranger Things. We watched the first 4 seasons because it had been so long between it. And if you're sitting in just and you have the weekend to do that, you're doing all right with yourself. You know what I mean? If that's what your weekend entails, of sitting in with the missus and watching TV and not having to really worry about anything else, then you're doing all right. You know what I mean? So yeah, can't complain. We watched the football as well. Obviously, we watched Arsenal, we watched City, we watched a lot of football. Like my missus, half the time there'll be games I don't want to watch, and she goes, "Come on, we have to watch the football." You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean?
Miss Shane, isn't it?
Yeah. No, she loves it. But yeah, I know we're going to get into it, but she felt the same as me after the City game. But we'll get into all of that.
Yeah. But do you know what as well, Shane? Sometimes them little weekends, just chilling with the missus, just doing a little bit of nothing. Sometimes they're the best ones, and needed all. You know, it's priceless. Them sort of moments. You know, when you get a bit of time to just chill out and spend a bit of time together. Normski, man.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, bud? Minus the Arsenal. We get out the mate.
Well, yeah, I was saying I spent watching the TV with the missus.
Oh,
lovely. Yeah. We decided to watch the Liverpool game together. She would have got a Liverpool shirt out. She would have got a Liverpool shirt out soon as Rossai scores, and it was short-lived. I say it was one noisy house. I'm going to tell you that. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's a good weekend for Arsenal. But look, I think for me, there's a lot of fans out there that need to get their heads out the sand, you know, and just face facts that they ain't going away. And we're going to talk about it. I'm sure. We should have amassed at least a 12-point lead. Going into this game, but unfortunately, as Shane said on the show, the difference is that we could have been 12 points clear on Thursday. Now there's a possibility that it could be 3 points. But we got to still go and do our business on Thursday. I'm going to stop worrying about what City are doing in that sense, and Arsenal need to focus on themselves and just keep that gap of 6 points. Listen, it could be a point, a goal difference that might decide this title. So we just got to keep doing our bit. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, just before we obviously do kick it off with a Liverpool bit, so I just want to say big up to the chat. Vigilante, the absolute fridge freezer that he is. Also sub to Vigilante, by the way, everyone. But he's been so kind as to put every single person's link up there. Put yourselves on there. If there's any other mod in there with your channel, put Vigilante's link in there as well. But as well, if you're going to do that, don't forget Arsenal Huddle, Shane Gooner, Normski TV. We're nearly at a K. Come on, boys. Come on, boys and girls. What we doing here? Let's get this geezer to 1K. Just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We got SE. Big up to you, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. We got Quadra in the building. Big up, brother. Bit of Lynch in the building, man. Epic. Big up to you, brother. We got JCG, the absolute fridge freezer. Bit of Nash in the building. We got our girl Binksy. Big up to you, my lady. How you doing? Hope you're all good. Got water. How you doing, brother? Chris, big up to you, my friend. How you doing, mate? Hope you are golden. Who else we got in the building? Let's have a little scroll. We got DG. Big up, brother. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Hope you are doing good. We got Lux Videos, man. Big up to you, my friend. How are you doing, geezer? And yeah, that's it. We got Juice in the building. He's come and said hello, brother. Yeah, listen, let's get into it then. And it's sort of saying that you sort of pretty much said already, Norms. It could have been a lot better, couldn't it? But Liverpool, what are you doing to us, man? Come on, what's happening? On a real note, we've got to focus on ourselves, haven't we? But I'm assuming I'm going to be speaking for most people saying that I was surprised to see a Manchester City victory. I was very, very, very surprised to see a Manchester City victory. However, that is what it is. And it's always just a nice, timely reminder for people not to get a bit carried away, It's we see 9 points and it's looking pretty, and it did look pretty. But you're always hoping in them scenarios on someone else to do you a favour. And that is when the control isn't in your court, and that's what I don't like. We're 6 points in front still. It's looking good. You know what I mean? Look, sitting pretty. Boys, we're in the final third now. Final third of the season. The final little bit. Match day 36. Match day 26. We're going into. We're playing all right. First in the Champions League. We got a final. FA Cup. It's looking like fucking Dennis Bergkamp on paper. More like a Rocky Dennis to the eye. But we're getting there. We are getting there. DJB. Liverpool. Manchester City yesterday.
Yeah.
Bloody frustrating, man, wasn't it? I was watching that game, and for the best part of that, I thought, you know what? Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to start to go very soon, but we just get brought back down to earth, didn't we? Brought back down to earth. 6 points, and it's still in it, bruv. They've still got a fucking dog in the fight, haven't they? Talk to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, I think I said on the, I can't remember what stream it was, that I thought City would get a result at Liverpool. I thought they'd get the win, to be honest with you, because there had to be a time where City have to make their move. They can't keep sort of dropping behind and dropping further behind. And I think the result, what we got against Sunderland, spurred them on even more. They knew they had to get a result, and they went and got a result. I'm just a little bit disappointed that we're relying again too much on what Man City do. And it's because we haven't taken care of our own business in certain games throughout the season again. So we're back to where we were last season, where we're relying on other teams to help us out. And we should be confident enough not to worry about the other teams now, Aaron. We should now be confident enough to go, right, we're 6 points clear. I don't care what City do. As long as we take care of our own business, as long as we beat the teams we should be beating and put in good performances, City can carry on winning, because we're 6 points clear and we've got that in the bag. So I think that's what we should be more or less focused on, because City will win games. We will win games. They'll drop points. We'll drop points. It just depends on what part of the season it becomes kind of crucial. One of them games that could be a potential banana skin, unfortunately, which I kind of earmarked before the City and Liverpool game, was Brentford, because I said we've been there before seasons gone by. We lost on a Friday night. I remember once 2-1. I was there. The Saliba sending off, and we got beat. It's
opening day of the season, I think.
It's not a brilliant place. It's not a brilliant place for us to go. It's a tight ground. We sort of treat it like a kind of a minnows kind of place, and we sort of get derailed a little bit at Brentford. But listen, if we take care of things and we do what we've got to do, then we should get 3 points. And it all comes down to when we've done streams, me, you, Shane, we've been on the OGs, I've been on Lee's, we've all been on streams. When we lost at Anfield, and people saying, "Oh, it's only one game," and we all said it. Shane said it. Normski, we all said it. We said, "Yeah, it's all right losing at Enfield in the first game of the season, but they're the games that can come back to haunt you later on in the season." Then when we lost, then when we drew against Sunderland 2-2, oh, I don't know why you're stressing out. There's plenty of games left. Yeah, but they're the games we should win in because they're the games that can come back to haunt you. Yeah. Then when we failed to beat 10 men Chelsea, then when we lost at home against Man United, then we could have gone 9 points clearer at home against Liverpool. We could have gone 9 points clear. We failed to do that. We scraped to draw. Liverpool were the better team. So you look back at all these results and you look back at the results that have hurt us in previous years gone by, and there's a similar kind of pattern occurring. Do you know what I mean? So it will be different this year because we've got a little bit more to kind of bring off the bench and we're a little bit stronger. I still say that we're not as strong as what people think we are. I don't think the players to start the match coming in for 90 minutes are as good as what we think they are. They're all right coming off the bench when the pressure's not on or if we're winning a game comfortably. They're all right to kind of rotate and bring off the bench. But if you're relying on them to start for 90 minutes, I think the squad's very overrated, to be honest with you. But we have got a little bit more depth than previous years. So, listen, it's wide open. We should have taken care of businesses in other games, and we didn't. But City will probably... That's done them a lot of favours, that win. You honestly going... If you cast your mind back when Arsenal got a result, when we were chasing City, and then we went on a little bit of a run and the feeling it gave us, they're feeling that today. Because go on, mate.
Do you know as well what sort of I thought about this earlier? Just against the fixtures against us three, probably will be the difference. Maybe in the end, you look at the Liverpool, Manchester City have taken 6 off of them. Liverpool took 5 off of us. Yeah, there's your distance there. And it all could boil down to what we do again at the Etihad. That's been a big 5-point swing. The Liverpool, that's been a big say. That's the difference, really, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely going to come down to one of them big games, and I might be coming across.
They performed in the big games, didn't they, City?
Look, I'm over the moon. We're 6 points, and I keep saying, as long as we keep taking care of what we do, then we've got a great chance of winning this league. But it's not as clean cut as people want to make out it is, And the difference is that they've got a manager that won't panic. They've got a manager that's been there and done it. They've seen it. They've been there. They've done it. They've got players that have done it. They know that 6 points is absolutely nothing. And we could be going into that Brentford game only 3 points ahead. And it's another pressurised situation. And it all comes back to what you've got to do, in big games. And there's certain games this season we haven't done that.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to have to wait and see. But if you look at the fixture list now, us and Man City, they're very, very similar.
I'll be pulling that up in a bit. I'll be pulling that up in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it later, but they're very, very similar. So, look, over the moon with 6 points. Would I have taken it at the start of the season? 100%. I'd rather be 6 points than 6 points behind. But it's all to play for. It's all to play for.
Yeah. No, obviously, Now, big up to GB as always. Liam, obviously, come on, man. Thank you very much for joining us fresh off your world tour as well, by the way. Do you know what I mean? You're a rock and roll star. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? Sod no, it's all about you. Do you know what I mean? That's all about now. But now, big up to you, mate. What do you sort of think? Do you reckon that Manchester City result could spark a fire under their bellies and get them to go on a decent match-winning run, kid? Or do you reckon they're up for a fucking party?
I'd say they're mad for it. No, I do think that they will. I do think that I'm less confident now after their result. Our result was good, but that just made me go, it's not just a win. It's not just 3 points. That was a statement. The manner they did it in, going 1-0 down. We went 1-0 down in and around the same time. We didn't show any of that fight whatsoever that they did. And I put it like this. If we were 9 points behind with a game in hand and we were away to Liverpool, and we equalised, Arteta would lock up for the draw and go, well, at least we're staying ahead of Villa. At least we got second sewn up. Where they went for it, they said, no, for second, what's that? Second means absolutely nothing. We'll throw everything into getting the winner. And they got the winner. I know we're getting into their fixtures there. I've been saying this for the whole season, that I think that they're more likely to put a 7-8 game winning streak together than we are. I don't see us putting a 7-8 game winning streak together. There's too many games where he'll shoehorn Odegaard back in. And I was saying it to a lot of people have said, I said it before the City game, that we do. I was giddy after the Sunderland game, but I did come back down to earth and say we do need to realise that they have 2 games in a row now if they are to beat Liverpool. But they won't beat Liverpool. I said, but if they are to beat Liverpool, but they won't beat them. Right, okay. But if they are to beat them, they then have Fulham at home, and it's 3 points difference. I said, not only is it 3 points difference, we could be sitting here on Thursday getting ready for a tough match away to inform Brentford away from home, and then the team sheet comes out and Odegaard start. So we could be 3 points, just 3 points ahead with Odegaard starting. There's so many things that we have in our hands that we'll use to trip us up. I was leaning towards us in the last week, and just because of that City result, I've gone right back to where I was. I just see the frailties. I was letting the dopamine in. I was letting it in. And I didn't think I said that it will be a draw with City, and I thought that would be enough then for us, because they just give up then.
Yeah. But there's a massive swing, though, isn't there? There is a difference in that, and that's what I was saying on Friday, Shane. Well, once a team knows they're out of it, and I can't think who it was made an excellent point as well. They'll probably start going, well, yeah, we might start focusing on the Champions League now as well. Pep might go, because once you go the 8 and 9 points clears, it does make a massive psychological difference, doesn't it? Whereas 6 points and a performance like that, Shane, they're going to be going, do you know what?
No, you can see it. That was a big part of me, was their reaction. That was their reaction. Yeah. And I said it to my missus just before the final whistle went. I said, I'm going to watch their reaction and see if it's just another win, or are they going, right, we're fucking in this. Because Pep would have told them beforehand. Obviously, I don't know what he said, but if I was him, I would have said, if we win all of our remaining games, we will win the league, because they'll slip up at some point. If you win every game, take every game as it comes and win every league game that's left, you'll win this league, probably by several points. So I looked at that and I went, yeah, look. Do you know what it is? When they went 1-0 down, I thought, he's not really pushing them forward much, but because it paid off, you go, well, he was just confident in what they could do. And their captain stepped up. Our captain would never step up like that and score the equaliser and then grab the ball out of the net and egg them on. And I've been here, I've done this, I've won it. So we can't discount that we're going to the Etihad at some point. We definitely can't discount that their next fixtures are easy. And people say so are ours, but I look at them and go, well, they're not, because Wolves away is tricky under this manager. You know what I mean? I said, I just think they have more potential to win 6-7 in a row. And I think if one of the two teams wins 6 or 7 in a row, they'll pull away.
If you was to bet your mortgage on it, Shane, you again, right, one team, and someone said to you, one team's going to go on an 8-10 game winning run. Your life's on it.
City.
Your mortgage on it. You would, wouldn't you? Naturally, not because
City,
you're a negative Arsenal fan, because logic tells you, history tells you.
People keep saying it's not the same City team. I get that, but no team is the same as that City team. All right, they're not. No team is the same as that City team, and I think that this will be one of the lowest points totals to win the league, and not in a while, but definitely in the last 30, it'll probably be in the top 5,
mid-80s,
I'd imagine. Yeah, you know what I mean. Though I do think that it will be quite low. There's been a lot of draws, especially on our side, but I just see them with more potential to do it. Ruben Diaz is back. Your man Kushanoff has looked half decent since he's come in. People going on about their wash defense. But again, they've only let in like 6 more than us, I think, and they have 1 less clean sheet. It's not an astronomical difference.
Yeah.
And that's with them playing a massive high line. And I would put money, and I'll finish on this. I said it this morning. I am going to check it tonight. But just off the top of my head, I would say that in the first 20 minutes, of their trip to Anfield. I would bet money that they had more shots against Liverpool than we had in 2 matches. I would say in that 20 minutes they had more shots on them than we had in 180 minutes. And that shows you the difference. They went there and as Kenny would say, put their nuts on the table. They went for it. People say they had no choice. Well, they could have, because like I said, Arteta would have gone, well, the league's over. This will keep me on the same points as Villa got 1 point. If I get 1 point, I'll guarantee second, and I can say we finished second and we competed. Where Guardiola's got the attitude of, I'd rather finish 8th and go for it than finish second and not go for it. So, yeah, for me, it was a interesting weekend. But even with us winning, it's knocked my confidence a little bit the way City played.
Yeah. Because it is that, isn't it? Though, like you can. Okay, yeah, it ain't the team that's gone by in terms of Manchester City, but you could just see that sparking or igniting something in them, couldn't you? You wouldn't put it past them going on some form of run now. But Normski, the onus is on us now, isn't it? The onus is on us. It's sort of all well and good, and I'm trying so hard, mate, not to focus too much on everyone else, but more focus on ourselves. But the problem is I don't trust ourselves. I don't trust Arsenal. I know within my heart of hearts that if Arsenal are going to win the league, most likely it's going to be with favours. And that's not because I'm being negative, bud. It's because I just haven't seen it. It's something I haven't seen. I genuinely believe that we're going to need favours down the line, and that result. When I was sat there watching it, and I just thought, last minute winner as well, or thereabouts, last minute, a comeback away at Anfield. That's the type of thing that spurns a winning run in it, Normski.
Yeah. I mean, if you was to flip it and put City where we are now, currently 6 points ahead, you're going to have more confidence and faith in City going on and winning it and probably pulling away. And that's the thing where Arsenal haven't got that. And it's like, as you rightly said, we should be taking care of our own business and not having to worry. If we was that team, it's not that we're bad players. We've got good players, but it's the way this manager thinks and how he goes about things. And Shane rightly says is that rather than sort of just go for the juggler, he'll be just happy to just maintain the status quo as long, and just carry on like that. But at some point, it will catch up. Now, that's happened, you know what I mean? Because the games that we should have won, like the Sunderland games, the Nottingham Forest game, the Liverpool game at home, the go back as far as the Man City game when they took off Haaland, and we just said we were just happy to get the draw. Do you know what I mean? So those are key games that you look back and you think, if only we had, won those games, then we wouldn't be where we are now today. And that is a concerning thing. That even though they might not be the City of old, but they are capable. They're probably more capable than we are going on a run. Yeah. And one of the things I was watching, Shane pointed this out, and I've been watching where they've opened the door and give us a chance, right? Or where there's been situations where they've won games, right? And then you've seen Haaland sort of go to the crowd. There's that reaction with Pep going to the crowd and he's sort of grabbing them around the neck and all of that. And you're thinking, right, this team look like they're going to do it. And then all of a sudden there's a shock result. Yeah, you think, oh, great, they've let the door open for us again. But when I saw the reaction, especially at Liverpool, because I was expecting either a draw or Liverpool to win that. So when Slobosai scored that absolutely fantastic free kick, from that range, I said, as soon as he got the free kick, I said to my missus, he's got this, you know what I mean? And what a free kick it was, and you're thinking, right, Liverpool just hold on, but they were sloppy yesterday, especially in the first half. They were absolutely sloppy. Ekitike, he's just like he's been. I don't know what's happened to him. He's been space jammed. He was absolutely space jammed yesterday. And the way, what Alisson was doing, I don't know, because even if the guy got to the ball, there was no way he was going to be able to keep it in. Do you know what I mean? Because he was stretching for it, and Alisson's just had a brain fart, and he's just gone out and took him out. And then Haaland at this point, pressure is on. He's on Slobosai talking to him and trying to put him off and all of that. But he's put it away, and you could see what that penalty meant. He went to that crowd, he ripped off his shirt, and he's like,
they know.
They know. Do you know what I mean? They know.
Yeah.
Now we have to grow up here. It's as simple as that. We have to grow up here now, and I don't know. It's just that Arteta has to get away from having this PTSD, right? He's got to say to his side, look, you're 3 years running, second place. If we don't do it now, we'll never ever do it. Do you know what I mean? If we don't do it now, we'll never ever do it, because I can guarantee you next season, the teams like Man United, Liverpool are going to strengthen again. City will strengthen again. Whether they'll have Pep or not, I don't know. Right, but at this point, it's like 4 years in a row now. Yeah, and this will probably be the worst in terms of us dropping off and not making.
Oh, this will be his masterpiece, Norms, for Botman. This will be his.
This will be absolutely the biggest.
Yeah.
Oh,
the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the world's biggest, ugliest taste in this cake you have ever ate in your entire life. This, like Shane said, in a nutshell, this will be his masterpiece. The crown jewel, mate. This will be that diamond heist. This will be Ocean's 13.
I think at this point now, I'm more looking at players like Declan Rice, Gabriel Magalhaes, Timber.
Leaders.
The leaders. I want to see these leaders now say, listen, right, metaphorically, stop listening to that manager. Just get on, because it's going to mean something to them. He has got to. I don't want to see Odegaard near this team, because if he comes back, right, I know it's likely it's going to happen, but if he comes back, that's it. Forget it. It's it. That's it. Done. Lead done. Right? He's got to go with what he's got now. Yeah. He's got to go with what he's got now. And for me, Odegaard just needs to stay away. Listen, Saka's out injured or whatever, but the team has been playing a lot better without them. Right? Saka's going to have to get that hunger back. I know the injuries and all of that stuff, but he has to get that hunger back. I just don't see Odegaard. It doesn't matter what he does. I just don't see the guy spurring his team on. I want to just see Deckers. I want to see Gabriel. I saw that in that Sunderland game. You saw him trying at players, telling them get there, you move there. Do you ever see that from Odegaard? No, you don't. Apart from him just brushing his hair back, that's it. I need someone that's gonna, in these last 13 games or so, step up now and just say, right, let's take the ball by the horns now and let's go for this. If you mean business and you want to win it, we got to go for this. But as I said, if Mikel is controlling things, it could go wrong. It could go south. Do you know what I'm saying? So
do you know what their norms though? You said something quite interesting, right? And as well, you've segued me nicely into the next bit I wanted to talk about, which was Saka and Odegaard. However, just before we do come into that, and I bring DJB in, you said something, about it's time to grow up now. And I sat there and thought about that, and I was listening to you say it, and I was like, it's a now or never moment for sure, 100%. It's a now or never. Now it is the time for them to take that leap. If they don't take the leap, they probably never will under this manager. And I sat there and started thinking about how I sort of feel as a fan, because it's funny, ain't it? Right? As fans like us, we're starved. We see the rib cage and all of that. That's how hungry we are for success. We desperately want it. Flies are circling and all that. And I sat there and I thought, you know what? Sometimes we want it all. Like sometimes I want a last-minute cup final winner, but I also want to be 12 points clear. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want all of them sort of emotions. And I sit there and I thought to myself while I was thinking about that, we're gonna have to suffer for this title as Arsenal fans. We are gonna have to suffer for this title. I don't think there's ever gonna be. There should have been. We've all said it plenty of times. That we should have probably been 12 points clear. We should have been this, should have been that. We should have been very comfortable. I think if we are to win this title, I think we're going to suffer it all the way to the end. I mean, you'll get the knobhead fans like the gals and the creatines and things like that. They've been comfortable since minute one because they don't really care. Do you know what I mean? As long as the clicks and the views are coming in, it's all well and good. As long as they're getting on the AFTV, it's wicked. For us, I think we're going to have to suffer, boys. Chat, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. I think we are just going to have to suffer it. Not just a couple more weeks, not just a couple more ones, but 2 or 3 months. We're going to be going right to the end with this. I'm probably I'm waiting to go. I'm desperate. I'm desperate to sort of go, oh, wow, yeah, I think we're going to win the league here. I'm desperate, and I just can't see it. Because sort of similar-ish to you, Shane, I'm looking at Manchester City and that result. I'm like, they just will not go away just as much as we won't put them away. We've had plenty of opportunities to do a Liverpool last year and just go, yeah, this title was ours. This title was ours. Go away. And Manchester City. If we were 9 points or 12 points going into that game, Manchester City probably lose that game 2-0 yesterday. They have no fight to come back because they're just like, well, it's done. That's that. You know, they haven't got that dog in the fight, but they're like, hang on a minute. Yeah, we can still at 2-0. I just think, whilst I'm still optimistic Arsenal can win the league, for sure we can. We're in a fantastic position. I just don't think I'm going to get that. I don't think I'm going to get that comfortable enjoyment from the remainder of the season. If I'm being totally honest with you, that might just be me. And I'm happy to put my hands up and just go, that could just be a personal thing. However, one of the things I do hope that comes from that, and I'll sort of slightly edging it before I bring DJB in, is if it is to go to the wire, I don't bloody want it to, but it will not feel good if it does go very close, because that ecstasy, that feeling of, oh, we're gonna do it, that horrible, the suffering, as Mikel Arteta would say, and then we get it over the line. I mean, yeah, it'd be total ecstasy for me. But there's going to be a bit more suffering. I'm sorry, all 68 of you watching. Big up to you. I'm sorry. I think we've got a bit more suffering to do. DJB, talking of suffering, Captain Odegaard and Saka. Yeah, they were missing again today. But do you know what? I'm not saying we look fantastic, but we didn't look like we really missed them that much. We missed a Bukayo Saka of 18 months ago. That's who we missed. But this Bukayo Saka for the last 12-ish months, injury Bukayo Saka, grade 3 injury Saka. He just ain't really been there. He ain't cut them up. He just hasn't quite done it, has he? You know, for all the flair we've seen him do, you know, I'm now kind of not missing the getting forward and then just cutting it back and looking to bomb in. He slows the game down. Odegaard slows the game down. The two of them, I used to think, wow, they used to 22, 23. That's the outlet. That was what's happening for us. They were doing bits for us, scoring and assisting. The football was great. And, I mean, both of them seemed like falling off a cliff. No problem without them. It's a shame because Madueke ain't really come in and stepped in and done the business.
This is the problem. This is the problem.
Is there a problem with Bukayo Saka?
There's obviously,
I'm just going to get straight into it.
Yeah, I'm going to break it. I'm going to break all what you said then about the suffering and all that. I suffered in 89 when I was at Anfield, and I can see it happening all again. To be honest, I can see it being very similar to Anfield, where we need 2 goals or a goal or 3 points, and we've got it goes down to the last game of the season. I can see it all happening again, and I know what I've suffered many big games with Arsenal Football Club, and I thought all that was behind me because we've spent £1 billion and we've got the best team in the world and we've got the top manager in the world. No, we haven't. Pure and simple. Whereas it's going to happen again, guys. So buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. First of all, I'll get on to Bukayo Saka. See, the problem with Bukayo Saka is when he's playing, everything goes through him. It's like when and I said this on Leeds, it's like, you know, when you're playing football in school and you've got that brilliant player on your team, and you're playing in the playground, or you're playing in a PE lesson, or you're playing against another school. As soon as you get the ball, you look for the best player on the pitch. That is what Arsenal do when Saka's in the team. They look for him all the time. Everything gets channeled out to the right because they're thinking, well, this is how we've been told to play. Get the ball out to Saka. Saka will make things happen. Get the crosses in. Blah blah blah. In actual fact, he's not been able to do that since his injury. He's lost that little turn of pace. He's not been able to kind of release his marker. And he's become very, very predictable. He either cuts inside and the defenders know what he's going to do, or he tries to go outside and beat his man, which he can't do now. And the defenders now have sort of sussed him out. They either double up on him, or they don't even need to double up on him. You know, they just show him down the line, or they rob the ball off of him. So he's got to change the way he plays. He's got to more or less say, put 2 fingers up to Arteta and say, look, sorry, but this is where I'm going to play. And he hasn't got that. Now, the reason why I would still stick by Saka is because a half a form Saka is better than Madueke.
Yeah.
I see Madueke play live, and he's an awful football player. And I'm sorry,
Madueke, isn't it?
No, let's stop all this nonsense about the goals he got at Bruges.
There's a player in there somewhere. I'm tired of hearing that, man.
Yeah,
I don't have time to look for it.
I'm sorry. He's poor. He's a poor football player. You can see why Chelsea got rid of him and said good riddance and kicked him out the door and ordered him a taxi. Yeah, he's poor. So Saka is better than him. Unfortunately, the players that we've got in the team that we don't want in the team, the other players haven't come in and done enough to uproot them. Madueke hasn't taken his chance to keep Saka out the team. Eze ain't done enough to keep Odegaard out the team. And this is the problem we've got. So the problem we've got is the players that you want to step up to keep the players out the team have not done that. That's why the door's always open for Odegaard. He's now got Eze in, Havertz in the 10. Now, I'm not a big Havertz fan. Never have been. Another signing I couldn't get my head round. However, Havertz plays a key part in this football team. We might not see it, but the manager sees it. The manager sees it. He drops into them little pockets. He's hard to mark. He's hard to pick up. When he does get the ball, in all fairness to him, he does look to pass forward and he does look for Gyökeres. And he has done since he's come back into the team. I'm not saying it's the answer. I'm not saying I want him in the team. But the manager, you've got to look from Arteta's point of view. That's what he gives Arsenal Football Club, Havertz. And I'm okay with that. As long as it gets us over the line and we win the league, if that's the road he's going down, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But you've got to face the consequences if it don't work. That's all I'm saying. Right? Now, as I said, with Saka, he can either do two things. He can either take it by the horns and go, sod you, Arteta. I'm going to come in from the right. I'm going to start playing more central. I'm going to drift over to the left. I'm going to pull the defence all over the place. I'm going to drop into them little pockets. I'm going to make things happen. Trouble is, he ain't going to do that. And if he tries to do that, he's lost that little burst of pace to get away from players. So there's a weakness there on the right. Because then you look at the other side of the coin and you've got Madueke, and he's awful. So that's not working. Then you look over the other side, Aaron, on the left. Trossard had a good game against Sunderland, but up until then, he's not been very good. He was before Christmas, but January onwards, he's sort of been, in Kenny's words, dibbly-dobbly. He's been in and out, in and out. You can't get 90 minutes out of him. So when you look at the bigger picture, our three key players in advanced tacking final third positions where you hurt teams are too inconsistent. And that's Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, four, and Odegaard. We've got four players that are inconsistent. That you can just sort of flick a coin and go, shall I pay him? Shall I play him? Shall I not play him?
Well, Odegaard's consistent, DJ, but he's consistently shit, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, he's consistently shit. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, right. So the other problem is that Martinelli's good to come off the bench. Not really a lot of pressure on him. Comes off the bench. You might see little moments that he's got. None of them are good enough to start for 90 minutes. And if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Saka's not really been good enough to play for 90 minutes. He hasn't shown that form. 4 goals, 3 assists, 21, 22 matches. It's just not going to win you a title. I'm sorry, it ain't. So this is the situation we're in. And I hear what you're saying. The reason why I'm getting nervous, like all of us on the panel, is because City have got Kovacic coming back. They've got Foden coming back to full fitness. They've got Doku coming back to full fitness. They've got Stones coming back to full fitness. They've got the other guy in midfield. Forget his name now. Savinho coming.
Savinho's coming back
to full fitness. The other guys coming back. They've got 4 or 5 players coming back to full fitness that are going to be like new signings. All our players have been flat out all season.
Yeah.
Pressure game. Injury, coming back from injury, being rushed back from injury. Let's go again. And the problem we've got also now is that we're in the Champions League, but we can't rest players now because it's the knockout phase. So now we're having to play them players in the Champions League 2 legs. Man City have got 5, 6 players coming back fresh as daisies. Who are our fresh players coming back from injury that we can rely on that is going to strengthen the squad? There ain't no one.
Yeah.
We've got a Gabriel that's playing every game that's on his knees. We've got Rice that's blowing out of his backside by about the 65th minute. Yeah, you've got Odegaard who's absolutely crap. You've got Saka's not pulling up any trees, another injury.
Zubimendi's constantly played as well, by the way.
Yeah,
you know, that's
Zubimendi's
overlooked. I
played
think
a
he's
lot of
our
games.
most appearances, almost
Timber's
minutes in
played
the
a lot
Premier
of
League.
games.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Timber's playing a lot of games. So what worries me about winning this league and getting over the line, obviously, is the manager. But you've then got to look at the players. You've then got to look at, okay, take the manager to one side, chuck him in the bin. Let's look at what's on the field of play. On the field of play, we have got to play our best 11 week in, week out at maximum potential, 100% to get over the line and win this league. Man City now are in a position where they've got players coming back from injury and they can do a lot of rotating. They've got Gay at the back as well that looks like he's been there forever. Yeah, they've got Semenyo, Doku, Foden. Haaland's got the bit between his teeth now. That's given him the world a lot of confidence. So if you look at all these things that City have got going for them and where we are, I'm worried, mate. I'm with you. I can't stick my chest out and go, we're going to win this league. I'm glad we're 6 points clear because we're going to need it, chat. We are going to need that 6 points clear. We are going to need it.
And then some.
We've got players out of form. We've got players on their last legs, and we haven't got any backup. And I'll just finish on this. If anything happens to Rice, Norgard and Zubimendi's our midfield players going into the final 14 games. If anything happens to Saliba and Gabriel, or if anything happens to Gabriel, we've got Mosquera alongside Saliba, who, by the way, doesn't look fully fit. Let me just add that. Right?
Yeah,
Saliba is not fit. Broby had him in knots. He couldn't turn.
He's been injured all season.
Not fully fit.
All season.
Right? So
he's had something, and he's just had something he ain't been able to shake.
If Timber gets injured, you got Ben White. So we could be lining up potentially going into the final 14 games of the season with Norgard, Zubimendi, Mosquera, half-fit Saliba, Ben White, Hincapié at left-back. Out of form Saka, a crap Odegaard, and an in-and-out Trossard and Martinelli that you flick a coin to see who's going to start every game. That's it. So, yeah, reasons to be cheerful, part one, but also reasons to be a little bit cautious and reasons to be a little bit kind of apprehensive, my friend.
Yeah. No, and I think it's good reason to as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's being negative or looking at things in the wrong way or getting out the bed of the wrong side. I just think it's logical. I think it's rational, rather. You know what I mean? You're just going on by what you've seen. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Just before we come to Shane, big up to JCG, man. They're saying big up to Shane, big up to DJB, big up to Normski, and big up to Odegaard and Madueke, super fan Aaron. That's me. Oh, I love Madueke. I do. Yeah. He's my boy, the bandana, mate. I love him. Madueke, absolutely shocking.
Whoopi Goldberg in football boots, mate. That's what he is.
Mate, Trevino with a bandana. He's absolutely pants, isn't he? Shane, so mean to Madueke. Yeah. Toxic, said a gal. He's so toxic.
Great composure, lad.
Can I just say that? What? Before Shane comes in, and I'm sorry to go on, but what person sat Arteta down and go, do you know what? Madueke, let's keep him for the remainder of the season and get rid of Wanyeri out on loan.
That's all the manager. That's all the manager.
Yeah.
What
That's
did he
crazy.
exactly? You might.
He's better than Saka and Madwakey. He scored more in microwave minutes last season than the two of them.
It's ridiculous,
combined.
Absolutely
you know what I mean?
ridiculous.
Mad. Sorry, Aaron.
No.
Go on,
You're
mate.
good,
Sorry,
man.
man.
No, big up the JCG. No, you're good. All cool, boys. Big up the JCG. Yeah, it's a little bit worrying, isn't it, about Bukayo Saka, Shane? Because if we had Bukayo Saka of old, we'd probably would have not won the league already. But you kind of get where I'm going with that. You know, we desperately need that bit of stardust up front, and on the wings, wherever you want to say it, but we just haven't got it at the minute. And I'll tell you who ain't got it. Bukayo Saka just ain't got it. He ain't looking right, is he, brother? And what do you reckon about Arsenal going forward? Maybe not necessarily constantly going forward, but without Mikel, fuck's sake, let's start again. Without Saka and Odegaard. I know, yeah. Without Saka and Odegaard in the side.
I think it's
and
a
more
sad
to the point
state
as well with Havertz.
Sorry, I think it's a sad state of affairs when we're sort of hoping that they're out for longer. You know what I mean? Saka just ain't it. Like DJB said, and I've said it since he got that injury that he thought he'll lose that burst. I said while he was injured, he'll lose that burst of pace. And then I said when he was rushed back, he definitely will now. He wasn't given the duty of care and he's fucked him for life. I'm sorry to be down. He's fucked him for life. I'd like to see Saka out the left and Martinelli out the right, but only if Gyökeres is starting up front. I've said it the whole time that there is goals in Gyökeres if he's fed properly. If he's fed early balls, Martinelli out the right would just whip it across to him. But this guy's too stubborn to do that. He'll probably play Saka out the left and Martinelli out the right and then stick Jesus up front or something like that. Knowing this guy, you know what I mean? So look, for me, Saka's finished. At being the player that he is, he reached his ceiling in 22-23, sadly. He did have a higher, so it's being taken away from him, but by his hamstrings. So he can't reach it he can't even maintain what was going to be on the way to maybe being world class. That's gone from that day is gone. He'll never be world class now. And it's a shame because it's not his fault. It's not through lack of effort. It's not through lack of, determination. He's just been run into the ground, smashed apart by this guy. Same as Tomiyasu, same as Ben White, same as Declan Rice will be someday, I'd imagine. Same as Havertz will be. He'll drop again soon. All these players that he's obliterated with injuries. And he's destroyed their careers. Let's get it right. He's destroyed their careers. And for what? 0 silverware. Absolutely nothing. Nothing came at the end of it. Jurgen Klopp used to do that with his players. He always had a 3-year cycle before he had to start building again because he just ran them into the ground. But he won trophies with it. You know what I mean? At least they had that to sit back on. When they're sitting in pain in their 70s and their legs are aching, they can still take out their medals and show them to their grandkids. What are they going to show this guy? Merch? Second place trophies? We went unbeaten in a calendar year one time, son. You know what I mean? It's just craziness. But Madwakey's a bag of shit. We all know that. He's terrible. Awful player. Awful when we signed him. Was never going to change. What was going to change signing him? He was bang average when we signed him. He has no end product. You can't teach that. You can't teach it. And even if you could, who's going to teach him? Arteta? The man that's never gotten a song out of any attacking player in history? So, but what about Saka in 22? Yeah, Saka, that was a natural progression, by the way. He just what happened was he got his hands on him. The downfall of Saka is on him. The rise was just something that happens with really good players. Yeah. It's only when this guy gets his hands on them that he starts destroying them. You know what I mean? We see that with sometimes we'll sign an attacking player, they'll start okay, and then they'll just turn to shit because this guy will get his claws into them. Eze, for one, when he got a bit of a run in the team, he got hat tricks against Tottenham. He set that goal up against Bayern. He was having a nice little period. Didn't track back once. Done. Washed his hands of him. Smashed him up. He'll probably start. The only reason he hasn't got injured is because he hasn't played. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he hasn't broken up in training yet, if I'm being honest with you. But as for Saka, I feel for him. Never going to be the same. Yeah. Odegaard will be back in the team as soon as he's fit. If anybody thinks any different, they're dreaming. He dropped him that one time to prove that he will. That's all he did, was just to show that
convenience as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was convenient. No, he wants to drop him. I think he wants to drop him, but he'll definitely horn him back in. There's no doubt he will. And Havertz will go up front. Odegaard will go into midfield. Saka will go at the right. Trossard and Martinelli at the left. Royce, Zubimendi, the usual back four. And we'll start to stumble because it's basically the team that's failed to get over the line in years previous. And as Darren, I think it was Darren Martin said in the chat, the players that do come back, they're not any better than what we have. We're not waiting on someone to come back to change the game. We're not waiting on a Ruben Diaz, who's their best defender, who's been their best defender for years. We're not waiting on him.
No.
We weren't waiting on Rodri, a Ballon d'Or winner. He's back now. He's fit, starting to look fit again, starting to have an influence again. He's going to get better game by game. According to Miguel, he's going to lose his spot in Spain's team to Zubimendi. But he won't. Trust me, he won't. Rodri's fit. He's playing in that World Cup. But look, I look at the players coming back. I look at the injuries. They're only going to get worse. Saka will be rushed back for the North London derby, I'd imagine. But it's not like we're sitting here going, okay, Ethan's balling out on the right. He scored 2 last week. He set up 2 the week before. And God, I know when Saka comes back, he's gonna drop him. It's Madueke. It's much of a muchness. Oh, but he's going to drop Madueke for Saka. They've both been as bad as each other this season. So it's just which one's the lesser evil. I suppose Saka has better corners. Yeah. That's it. That's all I can think of. I suppose his corners are better. And that's all I'm thinking. And if he gets a clean, true chance, he might put it away. Madueke ain't putting it away, no matter what the situation, So, for me, it's not looking too shiny. I was getting a bit excited during the week, but you just come back to reality sometimes, and you just go, "No, wait a minute now." I thought if City lose, like you said, and I hinted at, if they did lose that game, if they go 1-0 down in another game, they just go, fuck it. I'm not up for this. You know what I mean? If we were 12 points clear, like you said, and they go 1-0 down at Anfield with 15 minutes left, they just throw in the towel. They throw in the towel. They go, I'm not bothered with this. Yeah. Instead, they pushed and they pushed and they pushed, and they got the result. Because we keep leaving the door open to them. 3 or 4 times we could have closed it. If we don't win this league, it's unforgivable. He should never work again. Not just for us. He should never work again. It will prove everything we've known about him. It'll be his masterpiece. This will be his, of all the bottles he's ever done. It'll be up there, and it will go down in history as one of the biggest. Yeah. Because for the sheer reason how everyone else has fallen off. But we'll wait and see what City do. Their next fixtures look good on paper, but I said that about Villa, and then they went and lost at home to Brentford. But we'll see the real Mikel Arteta on Thursday. If City have beaten Fulham and they're 3 points behind, you'll see the real Mikel Arteta. Cautious, afraid, playing for a draw. That's what, playing for set pieces and stuff. You'll get to see the real him. Now, having said that, we could just go smash them and then I'll change my mind again. But that's what it's all about. My mind has never fully been changed that he'll blow this league. Never. I've had moments where I've thought, maybe, just because of the other team's falling off. But why am I getting my buzz off another team? It should be off us. Yeah. Where's the run of games that makes me go, yeah, we ain't throwing this away? Where is that? Because we've had 2 wins in a row now. That's it. And everybody's talking like we're back to best. But before that, we didn't have a win in 3. And Brentford away is not easy, man. It's not easy. And do you think Brentford will be worried that Arsenal are coming to town? No, they'll be excited.
No one is.
They won't be worried. It's not going to be like City back in the day when teams used to go, we'll just play to lose by 2 at the most. We'll just try and keep them down to 2 goals. And if we lose 2-0, we've had a result because it could be 7 or 8. There's nobody thinking that with us. They're thinking, if we stop them scoring set pieces, we could win here.
Especially at home, Shane, and all. You know, I'm not saying that people are petrified. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're just going to stay. Yeah. That
was without Thiago as well, I might add.
I'm not. 100% not saying people are petrified to come to the Emirates. We have been pretty good there this season, but away from home,
they're not petrified to getting a hammering at the Emirates though, and I still think they feel they're in with a chance. Because they've said again, we leave the door open for every team. Most of the games at the Emirates is either 1-0 or 0-0 at half time. Almost every single one of them. Yeah. True, so there's always opportunities. Yeah. When you're sort of looking probably in the last 75 minutes, yes, a lot of the time we're probably ahead. But the other team is still in the game. In the vast majority of all the games this season, if you look back, we are still allowing the other team in the game. Now, people will come back at that and they'll go, oh, yeah, but, we can control games. We are an architect. This is by design. Okay. Well, if you wanted to make it by design, why wouldn't you be 2 or 3-0 up then? Why would you still be 1-0 up by design? No one stays 1-0 up by design. You try to go 2-0 up. You try to go 3-0 up. That's what teams do. But look, listen, Normski, I want to read out this from the Southern Gooner. Big up to Matty, and people go and subscribe to Matty.
Whilst you're reading that, I'm just going to change over to my data, because my son is going to go on Rocket League.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I want you to jump in as well. What you think once you swapped over, Norms? So big up Matty, and he's saying Odegaard and Saka are currently automatic drop points. I couldn't agree more, Matty. Yeah, they slow the game down. They slow the game down. They're almost at the minute, Matty, the players that you bring on when you're trying to hold a lead. Do you know what I mean? If you're 2 or 3-0 up, you probably want them on to just slow the game down. Maybe you'd get a little bit of a quality to finish the game off in terms of Saka. Who knows? But them two ain't winning you games at the minute. They're here to stop you losing games. Odegaard is detrimental to this football club, absolutely well and truly, in more ways than just on the football pitch, and must be moved on to someone immediately. Normski, do you think there is any universe that exists currently at the minute, in particular the one that we're living in, where Mikel Arteta and Arsenal consider selling Martin Odegaard this summer?
No.
Yeah.
Unless he pushes for it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's a lot of noise coming out.
Will he push it on 240k a week? So just I mean, who's going to offer him the wages?
He ain't getting that anywhere else.
Yeah, no way.
Bayern don't pay wage like that, though, do they?
Only on free transfer, Shane. Like that, they pay good wages, Bayern. But when you cross that with the amount that they spend on the player, then usually not, my friend. Usually not. Yeah. You know, they pay high. They pay high wage, but cheap transfer fee. They've done that quite a lot. But yeah, Norms. You know,
I think if things were to go completely wrong in terms of us capitulating and not winning the league, then there is a world where I see both him, Havertz, and Arteta going. So yeah, just kill 2 birds and 3 stones and get them out. Yeah. But if we do go on and win the league, I just got this sneaky feeling that he's going to keep the likes of Havertz, he's going to keep the likes of Odegaard. Unless Odegaard, because there's this theory that we don't know whether I don't know if it's confirmed if he's actually injured or not. I mean, I saw him in the crowd. He looked all right to me. Do you know what I mean? But that's, here nor there. And if there's a case or rumors that he had fallen out with Arteta because he was hooked or dropped, then it was dropped. Then maybe he might push for a summer move, which by all means do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I just don't see a world where Arteta is going to get rid of him. He loves this player too much. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And if that's the case, and as I say, if we do go on and win the league, I think he keeps them. And this is the problem, because once we go in and try to now defend our title next season, it's probably going to be one of the worst title defenses, with that team. You have to evolve now. You have to change the players and move on and freshen up the squad. There's far too long. The players that we got, players like Odegaard, they're just holding us back. They're absolutely holding us back. You can just see that now in terms of every time that guy comes on the pitch or he starts, the way we play, it's just so lethargic, so boring, no control, and just no fire. Do you know what I mean? It's just literally keep the ball and just be safe with it. So I'm glad that he's out of the team, and my worry is that if he does end up coming back in the team in this Brentford game, then I'd probably see us either drawing that game or probably losing that game. Not by much, but do you know what I mean? We just can't have him near the team at the moment. And I just hope that if it's a case of Arteta has decided to leave him out, then he has, as I said, he has to just, as Kenny has to put them on the table. Put them on the table, nail them down, and just continue doing what you're doing. But it's just that you're looking forward, and I want to, just in the back of my mind, it's like, right, we've got that 6-point gap or buffer. Can we continue to maintain that? And that's always going to be in the back of the mind. I just think that at some point the pressure is just going to hit us, and once they pass us, that's it. They're just going to motor past us. We will just not have the mentality. We won't have the mentality now. It'll be just sucked out of the players. And it'll just be a case of just make sure, and that's typical of Arteta, make sure we maintain second place. Well, you better be careful, because you got Man United coming up the rear. Yeah? You got Man United coming up the rear, so watch them. Yeah? So, this all passive, playing slow and trying to control games and not go and kill games off. Too many times we do it. And we're not acting like a team that really want to get over the line. And that comes from Arteta. Because I think if it was down to, like Sir Gabriel, if it was down to Rice, Declan Rice now, I think we'd be further down the line. But, they have to listen to this guy. And unfortunately, he's holding us back. And players like Odegaard, and unfortunately Saka as well. Because I can't see in a world where now Saka, we haven't got a moments player. We have not got a moments. If you think about it, we haven't got a moments player. I'm not going to look at Gabriel, and look for a set piece. That's not it. I'm looking for somebody that can just get something out of nothing. If we had like a Sanchez, type player that can just get us out. I don't see that from Saka no more. He hasn't got the ability to do it no more because obviously the injuries has killed him, and there's no player in there. And I was really upset seeing Jesus start at the weekend. Yeah, I'm thinking keep Glock in there because the simple thing is, we know that Glock his strength is playing off the shoulder and just being in the box and getting the ball in the right place for him to score. He's not one of the players that is going to hold the ball up or run deep and link players. That's not his game. So let's just go back to basics, put the ball in, just feed him, as Matt will say, feed the Glock and he will score. Because he come on in that Sunday game, right? Simple ball across from Havertz, bang. Another goal. All right, I know it might be, Martinelli breaking or whatever, but the fact is you still got to put it away. That's what he feeds on. Yeah. And if you give him 6 chances, 7, 8 chances, he's got to score at least 2 of those chances. But we haven't been creating those. So from the start that the guy came to the team, we haven't created those kind of chances for him. And that's why we're where we are now. Yeah. And people are giving up on him. We can't give up on him. Yeah. We can't give up on him because we haven't got players like Jesus is not that type of player. And not only that, we need to sort of change things up. Arteta needs to change things up tactically in terms of like play Jesus out on the left then. Or play in the 2 with Gokeres. Just do something different. Yeah?
Yeah.
Play Saka on the left. Play Martinelli on the right. And just say to Saka, forget about trying to score goals. What I need you to do now, the basics, is just feed the Glock. That's all I need you to do. Martinelli seems to have got it. Yeah? But Saka hasn't. Let's just get back. What I just want this team to do now is get back to basics. That's what we need to do. Get back to basics and not overcomplicate things. Because throughout the season and throughout the years, this manager has complicated things, inverted this, inverted that. How about just play some basic football? Yeah? You guys go to the Emirates every week in, week out. You see these players with your own eyes. And when they talk about Madueke, what it is, the problem with people is like, they know that when they bought Madueke, they were just hoping that this guy would come good.
Yeah.
They were hoping that it would come good.
More hope than expectation.
Yeah, that's exactly. They said when they bought him, they were like, everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying, what's going? Why are we going for Madueke? Yeah. And then once he's in now, they're trying to justify now the reason why we got him in that. Oh, we can turn out, Arteta can turn
causes chaos. Normally.
Yeah, causes chaos and all that. No,
these
Arteta
one-liners.
Arteta cannot improve.
Causes headaches.
That's not his game. Yeah, that's not his game. You can see it in his coaching staff. Yeah, we're the attacking coaches. I'm still looking. So look, it's unfortunate that in this race where we're 6 points clear, that as Shane said, you want to be able to just go into every game and go, yeah, we got that. I got that. Yeah. We got this. We got that. But we just don't know. Because
I never am.
That's an unfortunate thing.
I never am,
But a lot of these top fans put their heads in the sand. Yeah, to start chatting rubbish about quadruples and that. Stop putting the pressure on the players because they will listen to this. Just as we say, every time we win a game, right, we'll say there's nothing wrong with saying, right, well done, Arteta, well done, players, and that we could have improved there. We could have improved there. We see it as it is. If we don't think you've had a good game, we'll say, you're doing negative. No, it wasn't a good game. Come on, let's face facts. It was not a good game. We see it as it is, and people will call us negative. No, it wasn't a good game. Yeah? We'll call it if it's a good game. We'll feel great, happy, and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to say you need to improve here. You need to have done that. Arteta, maybe you shouldn't have started him. Maybe you should have started on the left or done this. But a lot of the fans, as soon as they just get giddy and then they just start chatting Matrix stuff, quadruples, and they're coming on streams and just acting stupid, as far as I'm concerned. And, it's embarrassing at the same time. It really is. You know what I'm saying?
And embarrassing for us to be told with it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Because real football fans, rival fans, all that, we're not the ones that embarrass Arsenal Football Club. They know that. We know that. It's the idiots that call for quadruples after match day 6. Do you know what I mean? It's absolute craziness. Big up T.Guna, man. He's jumped in. Squeaky bum time, fellas. Couldn't agree more. If Arteta goes 0 for 4 in terms of finishing second, of course, that makes him the biggest flop ever. Absolutely, 100%. I don't think a team has ever finished second in the Premier League 4 times on the trot, have they? I mean, I know we've done 3 once before, of course, but as I always say, it was sandwiched between a double, twice either end. Come on. That would shut up the PR merchants in the stupid big channel. Look, listen, man. Do you know what? To the end of that, just quickly, bud, is the PR will still be there. That's never going away, man. That's the only thing this club is an absolute undisputed world champion at. The PR will always be there, and that stupid channel, they'll always find a way. Because you know what? If Shane was to say something silly, DJB was to say something silly, Normski was to say something silly, I was to say something silly, that would be all you'd hear for the rest of the time. But have you ever noticed how all of these absolute morons, these idiots, just say constant shit within? It's not even every now and then. It's almost every single stream, numerous times in said stream. It's because no one pays any attention because they just say shit such frequently. It is what it is. The stupid big channel that you're referring to, AFTV, they will always be there peddling absolute shit because they hire absolute morons. It's agenda driven. It's an orchestrated puppet by one man, Robbie Lyle. What does that remind you of? Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, almost like he's modelled his YouTube channel in the same as his club. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult to see. It never used to be that way, and neither did Arsenal. And then you get two narcissistic, evil tyrants like Robbie and Mikel Arteta, and shock. Who do they hire? They get Creatine Dans on the shows to talk absolute bollocks. And what does Mikel Arteta do? Whilst he's got Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Paulista, Gabriel Magalhaes. Sorry, you gal. Great composure, lad. Do you know what I mean? We've got Bukayo Saka, and we've got Odegaard as the captains. That says everything you need to know. Like Creatine Dans and that, they are the Odegaards of that universe. That's what he is.
Cheerleaders.
He's a puppet master, a cheerleader, a yes boy, a little bitch. He wants to get on the channel and he spreads his arse cheeks far and wide for it. That's what you get. Do you know what I mean? To sell your soul. Ridiculous. No respect this end, mate. But big up T.Guna. I did want to sort of mention as well, because we was talking about the fixtures and we was talking about confidence going into games, boys. I just want to look at the left-hand side for the minute. Of course, it's the Arsenal side. Brentford away. And let me just run with this for a sec, gents, before I bring DJB in. Brentford away, am I confident? No, I'm not. Do I think we'll win? Yeah, we probably should win. But I'm really not confident going into that game. As we've sort of previously sort of said in this stream, we've had some difficult nights there, and they are a good side, Brentford. Let's not get that twisted. They've got players like a Thiago that are tailor-made to hurt Arsenal Football Club. That is a huge worry for me. And I remember talking to you, Shane, before the Brentford home game that we referred to earlier, and me and you were having a chat afterwards and saying, yeah, man, it's big that he's not playing. That was at the Emirates, bruv. I'm not looking forward to the prospect of facing an informed Thiago with an informed Brentford away from home. And then I look at Wolves, and whilst, they are a little bit resurgent, we should smash them. But I said that at home. I said this should be a 5-0 win, and we needed Owen Guiles again. Spurs away. Then you start looking at them games and you think, North London derby, it'd just be typical if us was the game that they decided to step up to. Chelsea at home. Look at the last result. Look at the last game we played Chelsea at home. Everton at home. Look at last season, Brighton away. These, you can keep going down these fixtures and just and keep reeling off. The gals look at it and they'll go, Brentford, we should be tick, 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 tick. And maybe some of them will be. And I bloody hope some of them will be, DJB. But when I'm looking at these games, man, when I'm compelled to look at Manchester City's fixtures, when I'm looking at that, and I can't get that win, the way the victory was as well with Manchester City and Liverpool, the style of the victory, I can't get that over my head, and it will always get me into thinking about these fixtures because the pressure's there. We see in January, DJB, and I only want to come in a second. We see in January, we had April and May pressure.
Yeah.
In January, bruv. When the heat was on in January, we had April and May pressure, and we shit the bed. Left skid marks on the way out, and fucking still had to change our pants. Do you know what I mean? Like it was down the back of their fucking calves, DJB. Do you know?
It's crazy.
Brentford away, these fixtures, and you notice these fixtures lead all the way up to Manchester City. Talk to me.
Let's give you some facts about Brentford. The last 10 games, they've only lost 2. They've not drawn any. They've won the remainder and scored 19 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So if you think that this is only little Brentford and this is going to be an easy game, their last 10 games, they lost against Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. Other than that, they've won every single game and scored 19 goals. Yeah. So this is going to be a tricky fixture. This ain't going to be a walk in the park. And what the added pressure to that is that Man City could be 3 points behind.
Yep.
So that's going to be a tricky one. Wolves away, fighting for their lives, going to try and, they're probably relegated. They know that. But listen, if you're a relegated team and you can get 3 points on beating the potential champions,
yep,
that's a nice little.
That's no a nice pressure, DJ. No pressure.
No pressure.
Yep.
But if I'm the Wolves manager, I'm going right. We're going to get relegated, but I'll tell you what. Let's go and beat this Arsenal team that everyone's been waxing lyricals over.
Yep.
So that's going to be an hard game.
They celebrated like crazy at the Emirates when they won with an own goal with a 96th minute. Let's go.
Chelsea at home. Well, we didn't really pull up any trees against them when we played them at Stamford Bridge against 10 men. And I'll be honest with you, the League Cup semi-final was wasn't very good at all until the last kick of the game, more or less. Other than that, we just didn't really do much. Nor did they, by the way. But at the end of the day now, they've got Cole Palmer back. He's fighting for his World Cup place. Hat-trick the weekend. And the manager has been upset by this football team. I think it's a bit crazy, but he'd like to get one over on us. So that's not going to be easy. I'll go for it. North London derby. Listen, no matter how poor Spurs are, it's a North London derby. It's a one-off. It's a cup final. Doesn't matter. So all of these fixtures here are a challenge. And I said it earlier in the stream. It's more of a challenge now because there's no room for error. So there's that pressure on you. It's also more of a challenge is because, as I said, he doesn't trust Eze. He doesn't trust Madueke is not good enough. Saka we've spoken about. Odegaard we've spoken about. Martinelli and Trossard are inconsistent. And Gyökeres, at the moment, he's scoring goals, but he still don't trust him as he's out-and-out striker. And he's going to shoehorn Jesus in and he'll have Havertz in and all of that. So this is what we're up against. If you look at Manchester City, he's been let out of jail again because he knows he should have been dead and buried weeks ago. As Aaron said, in January, when we crapped the bed, that's when we should have buried this manager. And that game that Man City played against Liverpool yesterday would have had no bearing on this title whatsoever. We wouldn't have been bothered. We'd be sitting here now, chilling. Oh, Man City beat Liverpool? Don't matter. We're still 10 points here.
Yeah.
Don't matter. We done the job in January. I remember being on a stream with you, Aaron. I'm not sure whether it was when you popped on a Thursday when you joined me and Kenny Ken, but you said something like, by the end of February, we will know where we are. And if we come out of February 9-10 points clear, I'll start believing. Because if you look at our fixtures, we've got Liverpool at home, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. We messed up. We had the opportunity to pull away from them and we haven't done it. Now, Pep, he knows this. That's why he was all smiles yesterday. He was all smiles yesterday. He knows he's chilling. He knows he's got players coming back. He knows. And he's just waiting. He's just waiting. I think they'll do a job on Fulham convincingly. I think they'll do it. Newcastle are dreadful at the moment, and they've got them at home. Newcastle have got major problems at home. There's talks about sacking the manager. Standards. Who'd have thought, They won them a trophy last season.
Yeah. First in decades.
Yeah,
first in decades, and Eddie Howe's.
Palace were thinking about sacking Glasner at one point as well.
Do you know the difference, Shane? This is the difference, Shane, right? Eddie Howe goes into a press conference. What does he get asked? Is your job safe? Are you worried about your job? Do you think you'll be here next season?
Why did you pick him? Why did you pick this guy?
This is a manager that won that great football club their first trophy in decades.
70 odd years. Yeah.
Right? And he's getting asked the question, you think you'll be here next season? Our manager, 6 years, $1 billion. Don't even get asked the question. Don't even get asked the question.
Some of them are statements. Isn't Havertz a great player? You know what I mean?
Don't even get asked the question. Eddie Howe, straight away, right? So I think they'll do a job on Newcastle. I think they'll do a job on Leeds. They'll definitely beat Forest at home. They'll definitely beat West Ham. And I'm telling you, I can't see City losing many games from now on in.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm sorry, I can't. Whereas Arsenal, I can see Brentford being a banana skin. I think we'll beat Wolves. We should beat Spurs, but I think that'll be a draw. Chelsea at home, I think we'll drop points.
Well,
I think we'll drop points. Chelsea at home. Everton at home. Now, listen, we never play well. Everton at home. We always struggle. Always struggle against Everton at home. Always. I've done for years.
Especially at Dash Everton.
I'm just disappointed because I was buzzing last week. I was absolutely buzzing last week. Listen, I'm still hopeful. I'm still upbeat. We're 6 points clear. I'm not sitting here. I'd rather be 6 points clear than 6 points behind. So I'm still positive. I'm still keeping the faith. But we're just being realistic, guys. We're just trying to prepare you for what could happen. There's no good going off saying quadruples and we're going to win this, we're going to win that. Listen, we've reached our ceiling. Our players cannot give any more. I said this on Lee's, and I'll say this quick before Shane comes in. I feel that we can't go up another level. I think we are playing at the level we're at. We can't go up another level. The manager can't go up another level. Whereas City, I feel, can go up another level, and I feel the manager can go up another level.
Do you know what? Before Shane does come in as well, I always when I've been listening to Views, big up to Views as well. He always sort of says, "Oh, we haven't clicked yet," and I actually think every time he says that, I don't think we will. I agree with him in that we haven't clicked. I just don't think we ever will. Under this manager, I think this is, and you're right, you've hit the nail on the head.
Well, Aaron, saying that we've had plenty of opportunities to really click. And how many times have we said it? And big up Binks in the chats as well. I spoke to her at the football the other day. How many 90 minutes have you seen where we have been absolutely obliterating teams for 90 minutes solid? When have we played teams completely off the park? We haven't done that. We've had little bits here, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Aston Villa was, 30 minutes of football where we blew them off the park. Other than that, we should have been 3 down in the first half. We didn't really blow Sunderland away, to be honest.
No.
I mean, the first half.
The 3-0's flattered them. But let's be honest, I think their keeper made one save. I mean, apart from that, it was pretty much a dead rubber. To be honest, that goal by Zubimendi was a huge relief,
massively, and it was a great finish as well. I can't take that away from. I can't take that away from him. That was a very, very, very good. finish.
I'm not saying it was a bad goal, but it was a massive relief.
Do you know what as well? And now I can bring Shane in with this as well. You mentioned something what I said on your show. Yeah, I say it in different ways sometimes, but essentially, I've just been waiting for us to get to 1st of March. It's one of my little milestones. One, because at the beginning of the March, there's always about 10 games to go. You're also, you know, when you're in March, you are entering some form of latter stages. I just think it's a good sort of little way to look at it and go, yeah, man, 10 games left, beginning of the March. Where are you? Well, let's have a little look. And I just genuinely believe once we get, because we've got three away games here as well out the way. I know Newcastle ain't really too great. They've got a tricky away game at Leeds and a banker really at home to Nottingham Forest. I genuinely do believe Arsenal Football Club, and of course I didn't see as well a sneaky little Fulham away hidden, Fulham at home hidden there. When you actually take away the Nottingham Forest now, I do apologise. I'm probably looking at 9 points. I'm hoping for a Leeds bastard-esque sort of stinky performance rather. But I'm more looking at 9 points for Manchester City there. And I'm not looking at as confident as I am over the Arsenal side. We need to get to them little periods. If we can get the March, Shane, with 9 points out of 9, how are you feeling?
Oh, better, of course, yeah, because Brentford's rough, very rough. I even thought when they came to the Emirates they could have done something. For a while, it looked like they might. Wolves away is tougher than people. Look, I do think we'll win. Spurs away, they would love nothing more than to stick it to us. I mean, they could have a new manager by then. Who knows with how quickly things change? Regardless, if it's Frank with his tight tactics and stuff like that, you just don't know. Chelsea at home would expect us to win. Brighton away is always tough. They always have something for us. Everton home, you'd expect us to win. City in the cup, that's a separate conversation. And then Bournemouth and City away. If we're still 6 points clear, which I don't know if we will be come City away, I'd worry that they'll catch us if a win for them puts them 3 points behind and better goal difference. I would look at our last few fixtures and go, yeah, we're going to trip up in one of them because the pressure's on. With City, will they find form? Who knows? I keep thinking they're going to this season. I keep thinking City are going to have a moment where they're going to go off on one and then they go and slip up somewhere. City, just like us as well. No team's being consistent enough to win the league. But if we drop 4 points, even 2, even if we say we lose one of those 3 games and City win all 3, and then we're going, okay, we got 4 games until the Etihad where they can go ahead of us. The pressure mounts. As I said before, I just see more potential in City to string a few wins together than us. Yeah. With our manager, with our players, like Norm said, we don't have any real sort of grab the game by the scruff of the neck players. We don't have a Haaland. We don't have a Bernardo Silva. Yeah. We don't have that player. We don't have a Cherky who can just beat Marmouche is stepping up now.
Yeah, they got more moments players.
Yeah. Oh, much more moments players. And then if Rodri stays in the team, he's had 2 or 3 games now. And in that Liverpool game, he started to take a bit of control. If he can get back to 70% of what he was, I mean, compared to the first half, they've maintained 6 points behind without their Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Right? That's essentially what that is. Right. And Rodri's a better player than Declan Rice. Let's get that right as well. Declan Rice is a fantastic player, but Rodri is a Ballon d'Or winner in his position.
Holland probably won't go through a bad spell of form again for the rest of the season.
No. He looked like he wanted it. He looked like he wanted it after that. But that's if we didn't have Rice up until now, we'd only played 3 or 4 games coming back from a season-long injury. They're miles ahead of us. Ahead of us. We ain't keeping up with that. So they've done that. Now they have him back. They have players hitting form. They have the best, for me, the best goalkeeper in the world.
What a save. What a save.
Unbelievable. Raya's up there with him, by the way. I'm not saying Raya's not. I just think Donnarumma is a big game winner. And he's hungry for it, and he doesn't have as many. People said, he's got Bozo moments. Trust me, Raya's got more Bozo moments than him, man. You know what I mean? Sunderland could have punished us a couple of times with his rushing out of the box and making silly decisions.
What he was doing, fucking Mr. Miyagi. What was he doing?
But when I look at those fixtures, and I've said it, what DJB said, I've been saying that all season, is that this is our ceiling with these tactics and this manager. You could sign us fucking Yamal and all these players under these tactics. This is any team's ceiling, any bunch of players. When you play for set pieces and spam crosses, This is your ceiling. This style of play. It's your ceiling when you have to lock up and all 10 players have to outfield players have to get back into a regimented position every time you lose the ball. This is your ceiling. Where City, to me, feel like they've been in second gear. They've tipped the third gear the odd time. I think they have a couple of gears to go up, City, just in an attacking sense. I think the defense isn't. It's dodgy, their defense, but they have a lot of shots taken on them because they play such expansive football. You know what I mean? Barcelona had shots taken on them. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. When you play that football, you give up chances. Arsenal under Wenger had a lot of shots taken on them, but he trusted the defense to handle it. No, you know what I mean? So if we played the exact same style as them, people wouldn't be talking about our defenders the way they are now. Maybe Timber, but the rest of them, we wouldn't have the records that we have and the golden gloves and all that. It's because of the way we play. The defense is great. Don't get me wrong. Our defense is brilliant, but it's a lot easier to defend with another bank of four in front of you every time you lose the ball. People give it about Saka being doubled up on. We double up on every winger, no matter who we're playing. If we're playing Wolves at home, we double up on their winger. You know what I mean? Because our wingers track back relentlessly, so we double up on every winger when there's no need to half the time. You let them stay forward. So with all the same worries are there for me. Odegaard being shoehorned back in, Havertz being shoehorned back in, playing for corners, injuries, and cowardly tactics, and a manager who doesn't know how to get over the line. None of those things have gone away. They're still there. We've just had nobody really putting the heat under us. But come Thursday night, if City have beaten Fulham, the heat will definitely be under us, because all of these positive fans out there saying, "Oh, you're so negative. The players see this. The players see this." Trust me, what they hear from us is better for them in the long run than what you're telling them. Because you're telling them that they're going to win quadruples and that everything's perfect and nothing they ever do is wrong. Yeah. Oh, it was terrible when they booed after the Man United game. Well, what happened? He dropped Odegaard. We won 4-0. We got through in the cup and we won again 3-0. That's what happened after he got booed. He finally dropped Odegaard. Now they're all saying, "Oh, yeah, we're better off without Odegaard." Okay, well, he would have kept playing him if he hadn't booed. He knows he's a politician. He knows how to read the room. He knows how to read the room. So that's what he does. But look, what's that?
It's just round in circles, a minute.
Oh, it does. Yeah. But no, look, I look at those fixtures.
Round and round we go.
I don't go into many games as an Arsenal fan confident, and it's all down to that lunatic on the screen there, that psychopath. He'll find a way to blow this.
Yeah. Big up to JCG as well. Quickly, he sent you a little message on Instagram earlier, Shano, mate. About Kai Havertz. I think I've read into this as well, man. Kai's been shoehorned in. He won't be going to Bayern, mate. He won't be going. Nah. They'll offer him a new contract. Do you know how mad that is? Is like, and this is with the Odegaard thing, because we're in a sticky position with these two players. It's obvious to me that we should be selling both Odegaard and Kai Havertz. So I'm saying now, the only reason I've paired them together is because they've both got 2 years left on their deal. They're also both on astronomical amounts of fucking money they don't deserve. Odegaard's got 240k a week under his belt, and Havertz is on 285. If you're going to offer these guys a new contract, what would you be doing? Because it ain't going to be based on their footballing ability. Would it be to protect their transfer value? But what? By offering them what? Because they're not going to sign new terms on a reduced wages. And they're probably not going to sign it on par, are they? You know, if you're looking at Havertz on 285, he's probably going to get 310k a week. Odegaard's probably going to go up to 280 to protect what? A value that we won't sell him. We'll just let their contract run down in another 5 years' time. That's all that'll happen there. The best thing that we can probably do with Martin Odegaard, and we sort of briefly touched on it earlier, is sell him in this summer. This is the pivotal window to sell Martin Odegaard, this window right now, because we'll be able to get a couple of quid for him. Not mass amounts that people think. We'll get a couple of quid. Kai Havertz is exactly the same thing. If anyone's interested in him, 20 million, 30 million, get him off the fucking wage. Let's get a little bit of coin back for him. That's that. Let's just say, for argument's sake, JCG, this buying link is real. Oh, absolutely, well and truly, man. 285k a week, bruv. That I mean, you're talking like, what's that? Straight off the top of my head, that's like 1.1-ish million pound a month, man. You know, that's a big contract, man. You know what? It must be 13-14 million quid a year there or thereabouts. That's a lot of dough that guy's clogging up for not a lot not a lot of return, mate. But big up to you, JCG, as always, man. I do appreciate it. Normski, what's your say
Yeah.
on this on this sort of run of fixtures? You sort of like me? Are you sort of setting little milestones, little periods in the
Yeah,
season?
yeah.
where you
I
can
was
base it
big
off?
up to Matty. I was on the phone with Matty today, and I was saying,
Yeah,
look,
big up, mate.
I'm looking at these first first 3 away games. What I've essentially said is that we need to be coming out in those 4 games with 12 points. I don't care how you do it. Like,
Exactly.
that's it. Now I've got to this point now where I don't care how you do it now, because now we're hitting crunch time. So whatever you say to them guys, yeah, as I said, if it means that Rice has to take over and become that player manager secretly and get his team over the line, then so be it. Yeah, it's just that if Arteta gets involved, it's just that whole thing of right PTSD, play it safe. Do you know what I mean? And that's the worry. That mentality will seep into players. I need the players now to be going in with a different mentality. Yeah, look, all right, fair play. Yeah, Man City have just beaten Fulham. All right, I don't care. Right? We're a better side than Brentford. Let's be. We're a better side because that's where we are. We're a better side. So show them that we're a better side. Why are we going into games timid? And that comes from the manager. He has to change that mentality, and this is what it is. It's this mentality thing. When it comes to crunch times like this, if he goes with that mentality, says keep it safe, and he's driving that into the players. No, they've just to say no.
What for?
I'm doing this. I'm doing this my way now. Yeah, yeah, and you've seen it because Rice has come out openly and said it. Same old thing. Yeah, I don't cuss, but you know what I'm saying. He said it at the pitch. He didn't put his hand over his mouth. He wanted people to know. He wanted the world to know that this can't keep going on. This can't. Oh, there you go. Right on cue. Every time. Right? So I'm looking to Deckers. I'm looking to Gabriel. These are the mans that I'm looking at now. All right. And as I say, I look at those fixtures, Brentford away. It's going to be tough because you got, as I said, you got Thiago on 17 goals. And as DJB scored, they've scored 19 goals. And bro, it is going to be a tough game. But we have to go in and impose the Wolves. Yeah, they're going to be fighting for their lives. But as I said, it could be just a free hit, as it were. Let's see. Everybody's saying, "Oh, we struggled against them at home. We didn't score any goals against them." Yeah, it was on goal list. Yeah, and that's Wolves away.
Where would we be without Owen?
Where we would be? then we've got the North London derby that can swing anyway. Yeah, Romero is missing. Some would say that maybe that'd be better for Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going to go. Chelsea at home. Do you know what? I just can't take that guy. I just want us to beat him.
He hates us, mate. He can't stand us.
He can't stand us, and I can't stand him. Right? So please, just beat him for the sake of this. I just look at his face, and he's just one of those faces that you want to slap. I'm sorry, to be violent. But bro, he comes to like I made it. Like, you know what I mean? Get out of here, right? So I'm concentrating on those 4 games. Those are my milestones. I want 12 points. Now, if we go into the Man City game, 6 points still, I'm just basically saying, like, I think we need to maintain that gap of 6 points and just hope and pray that Man City drop points. Whether they will do it or not, I don't know. But as I said, we need to focus on ourselves. So then when we get into that Man City game, let's see what the real Arteta is really made of. Let's see what the real Arteta is made of. Because at this point now, if you're going into that game 6 points and you beat Man City, yeah, then you're saying, right, we're showing now that we've got the gonads now, yeah, because we beat them with 9 points clear. Then I look at those other fixtures like the Bournemouth game, right?
Done.
Yeah, and the other game, I think, yeah, we got this. But at the moment, whilst it's that close, it can just switch like that. But it's for me, it's about our mentality that needs to change, and that needs to change quickly. We haven't got the players, the moments players, and the players that are coming back from Man City. You know what I mean? They've got a gear to go up. Yeah. The tactics, the problem with our tactics is that Arteta's tactics doesn't allow us to go up another gear.
Yeah, and do you know what, Norm, as well?
We can only play in one gear. That's it. We can't go any further. It's just like, play like this. We can't change it and go, right, let's switch it up. We can't do that. Man City have that. They can do that. Plus, they've got players coming in. Yeah. Quality players that are coming in. moments players that are coming in, lots of moments players that can change a game. We ain't got that. And until Arteta changes that tactics and says, right, guys, I'm just going to let you play with the handbrake off now, like in 22-23 season. But hoping, seeing it is two different things. So we'll just see what happens. Do you know what I mean? He's going to say something, Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I can't remember what I was going to say. But like either way, I mean, it's going to be an interesting sort of thing. But what we will do is wrap it up there. I've very much enjoyed the show again. Big up to every single one in the every single people in the chat. You know, we got 96 in the building. Don't know how many likes there are, but if you could smash a cheeky little like on your way out, that'd be fantastic. The links are pinned for all the guys, so please come on, man. Get subbing to DJB at the Arsenal Huddle. Get subbing to Shane Gooner, man, and get Normski to 1K. His link as well is in the title, just like or in the pinned comments. Come on, guys, let's get him up there. DJB, what you got coming up, dude?
Got the retro shows back tomorrow. We're going to go a different little angle on it. We're going to finish off the World Cup winners, and then we're going to look at emblems. We've got a nice little emblems. We're going to be looking at all the different badges and stuff like that, which you're looking forward to. Wednesday, it's the mingle. We'll be probably discussing Man City's game against Fulham.
Sorry, one second.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll be looking at the league table in a little bit more depth on Wednesday night and discussing how we go about Brentford and what team we're going to pick for the FA Cup. It's me and Normski on the mingle. And then obviously we have a little bit of fun as well. We'll be having a little bit of fun at the end. What else have I got? Thursday, I'm doing a bit of a late night chat as well. Reaction from the football game matches. And that's it. Yeah. And then Sunday sit back. All good. Yeah.
Well, I'll be doing the obviously the retro show with DJB tomorrow.
Yeah.
What else is coming up? No bruised banana this week, obviously, with the Arsenal match being on Thursday.
No bruised banana.
Thursday night, the match is on, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we will have a match reaction, me and Views. That'll be on Views' channel. Also, Clean Through 1-on-1 will be on Views' channel on Wednesday. We have Northside joining us, so make sure you're there for that. And then Saturday night, off topic, we'll be back. I've missed it too much, but I'll be bringing that back Saturday night. So lots of stuff coming up. Lots of stuff in that pipeline.
Buzzing, man. And of course, if any of you don't know already, there's a full Irish breakfast show as well at 10:30. Come on, you bastards already know where to go at 10 o'clock in the morning or 10:30. Come on, man. Nowhere else. Make sure you're there. Normski, my friend. What about you, brother?
Yeah. Wednesday, got the What's Going On podcast 6:30, followed by the mingle at 9:45. As to say, we're going to go and discuss, obviously, the fixtures and discuss Man City probably winning that game and whether Arsenal will be bottling it the following day. And we'll just have a bit of a laugh, and then obviously, I know that us not having the bruised banana on Thursday doesn't mean to say that my invincible run has stopped. It carries on the following week.
Just rearrange fixture. Just a rearrange.
Unless BBK's got something to do with it. He's having his secretly somewhere else. But no, for real. No, so
you're out, Norms. It's broken service now. It's broken service.
No.
Yeah, don't count.
No. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to
start again at 1. No.
Yeah, that's it. All the way back.
I can't.
You want to rebuild like Arteta is. You want to rebuild, Norms.
No, listen. And probably, I'll probably on Thursday I'll probably do a match reaction after the game. Yeah.
Oh, nice, man. No, buzzing, man. And for me, we just got to call in on the Friday, man. I've been double busy lately, so it's been hard to squeeze things in. I've been double tired and all. I've been doing a little bit of overtime on the weekends, boys. So I've been a little bit shattered. I'm not going to lie.
Big up, Aaron.
All for the right things. Listen, look, I'm like everyone else, man. We've all trying to get over the Christmas period. I know we're in February. We're still getting over it. My daughter's had her birthday on the 29th of December. Do you know what I mean? I'm booked us a family holiday. So look, I've got the same issues everyone else has with money. It comes in very difficultly and goes out very quickly, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to put the hours in, but it has come at a little cost. I'm not going to lie. I've been chipping away and doing a few bits at house, but it has come at a little bit of a cost. So I do apologise for not streaming as much as I'd like to. But it does take a lot out of me sometimes, so I do apologise for that. But I know you world class so and so's will totally understand, and I'm always grateful for that. But now, thank you very much for tuning in, and smash a like on your way out if you can. And don't forget, all these boys have got fantastic content coming up in the week. Keep supporting them as you always do. It's always greatly appreciated. And yeah. On that note, double boom. Arteta out. Take care.
Bless.